Morning everybody, welcome back to the channel. I haven't posted anything for the last 3 weeks or so. Apologies for that, it's been a busy couple of weeks. So I thought I'd ease myself back into it with a nice easy one and just give you a tour of my Blu-ray collection. Now I'm going to have to do this in sections because I have got quite a few, as a lot of you have out there. And if I started doing the DVDs, we'd be here all year. Before I start, I just want to give a quick shout out to a fellow YouTuber, Ross the Film Critic. Love what you're doing with the channel, mate. Keep it up. Me and Ross are doing roughly the same sort of thing, just chatting about films and stuff like that. He reviewed a movie called Songbird, which I watched earlier in the week, along with a film called Contagion. I'll do a little video on those over the weekend. Just need to get my thoughts together on that one. Yeah, I'll be adding my voice to that one, Ross, when I get a minute. I know what your opinion of it was. I don't think mine is going to be very, very different from yours, but we shall see. So, quick one to start us off, just as I say, to get me back into this again. I'll do this first little pile. I'll just whip through them dead quickly. We've got Northern Soul, which is an era I really wished I'd have been more involved in. I used to love some of the Northern Soul music, so I'm looking forward to watching that one. Sex, Drugs and Rock and Roll, a biopic of Ian Dury, which I've seen before quite a while ago. Excellent film. Andy Serkis plays Ian Dury to perfection. That's another one that I need to revisit very quickly. Clint Eastwood, what can you say? Double bill on this one, Kelly's Heroes and Where Eagles Dare. These have been around for quite a while. I'm ashamed to say I've not seen either of them before. I know that'll come as absolutely no surprise to some of you, but those I'm definitely looking forward to getting a look at. Back to Clint again, Tightrope. A while ago I decided to try to collect every Clint Eastwood film that I could possibly get on Blu-ray, and I think I'm about probably 7 or 8 short of that now. That's one of them. What have we got here? Monty Python Live. This was the last live show that they did together. Another one that I've not yet got round to watching. I've got so many Blu-rays like you. I tend to collect them, put them on a shelf, mean to go back to them and never actually get round to it. But that's another one that I need to get watched. Harold and Maude, one of my all-time favourites. It's a black comedy. There's nothing more you can say about that. It's a guy a young lad that's obsessed with death, and he meets an old lady who basically has the same views as him. It's a sort of a weird black comedy stroke kind of love story. It's got a soundtrack by Cat Stevens, which is just absolutely amazing. So that is one that I do love. I've seen that several times before. Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters 1 and 2. Enough said. You all know what that one's to do with. One of my favourite British movies of all time, Sweeney, based on the TV series released in '76. Quite raw in its day, fairly violent, not by today's standards, but I love that film. I've seen that several times. Boardwalk Empire, I don't know what series this is. That's the second series. Now, I've actually watched the first series and was excellent. I need to get back into that and watch these, but I get the feeling I'm going to have to revisit the first series to remind myself of how it goes. Another Boardwalk Empire volume there, which is... Oh, that is the first season, so I'll keep that to hand and see if I can get back to that one. Aha! Caligula. If you were around in the early 80s, you would know about this one. It was made by... the head of the Penthouse adult magazine empire at the time. Very, very controversial, extremely violent, a lot of gratuitous sex scenes in there. And the rumour goes that Bob Guccione, the director, after the film was finished, which actually stars, it's got some major stars in this. You've got John Gielgud, you've got Peter O'Toole, Malcolm McDowell, Helen Mirren. There are loads of people. And the rumour goes that after the film was finished and everybody had gone home, Bob Guccione inserted a lot of hardcore pornographic scenes in there and never told anybody. And most of these, what you might call highbrow stars, were a little bit disgusted with it and not very happy. what exactly did they think it was going to do? It was the head of the Penthouse Empire. Something was bound to give. But I love this film. I've seen it several times. I would say that if you're going to get it, get the Blu-ray and get the uncut version. There's a version out there of about 90 minutes. The full version, I believe, is 2.5. Yeah, over 2.5 hours. So they've managed to cut over an hour of footage out of this. So God knows what sort of sense it would have made watching it like that. But I love this. It's actually really well acted, really well done. Yes, it is gratuitous, but it is well worth a watch if you can get hold of it. Jack the Giant Slayer. It's a remake of an old 60s film called Jack the Giant Killer, which I used to love. That was one of Ray Harryhausen's. I believe he did the stop motion photography on the monsters for that one. I've not seen this version of it. I get the feeling the special effects are going to be absolutely outstanding, but whether it'll have the actual charm of the original, which was about 1950, was it 58 or early 60s? But it's that kind of an era anyway, so you get the idea of what that would have been like. Clash of the Titans and Wrath of the Titans. Again, a remake of an old Ray Harryhausen movie, which I saw at the Odeon in 81 when it first came out. Loved. I think it was one of the last movies he did. They remade them. I've yet to see these, so I'm looking forward to getting those. Here's another one I've not seen. I don't know about you, but a lot of these Blu-rays, I see them on Amazon, really, really ridiculously cheap, like £1, and I think, I'll have that. It doesn't really matter whether I'm going to actually watch it or not, but this was one of them. I saw it and I thought, well, I've never seen it, so why not? And I still haven't seen it. The Meg. Love this film, love it. Don't compare it to Jaws, don't compare it to anything. It's just a good, fun action adventure about a megalodon. What can you say? Jason Statham's in there. A few other stars. Well worth watching. I love this. It's got a nice humorous streak running right the way through it. Well worth watching. Legend of Tarzan, another one I picked up ridiculously cheap. Not watched it, so I don't know what it's like. It's another of these. I get the feeling that once I've watched these, I will tend to just either give them to a charity shop or sell them on eBay or something. I won't keep anything that I'm not keen on. Exodus, story of Moses and the Ten Commandments. I've heard the special effects are excellent in this. So looking forward to getting a look at that one. Valentino, Ken Russell. Let's see, this would have been made about 1976, and it is basically what it says. It's a biopic of Rudolph Valentino, the silent movie star, and knowing Ken Russell, it will have a typical Ken Russell style to it, so it is quite bizarre. It's just really good. I enjoyed that one. I haven't seen it for quite a while, but I have seen it before. Baby Driver, another one I picked up ridiculously cheap. Not seen it, seen bits of it, but not watched the whole thing through yet. Ouija. Saw that a long time ago. Enjoyed it, but if I remember right, the ending let it down a little bit. It felt a little bit rushed and a little bit strange, but I thought, you know, for a few pence, why not give it another go? Ouija Origin of Evil. Sequel, never seen it, so can't tell you much about that one. Insidious, is that Insidious 2? Insidious Chapter 2. Can't remember whether I've seen this one or not. I know I've seen the original Insidious because that was one of the last movies I saw at the cinema. But that one I'm not sure of. The original Insidious, which I will still watch to this day. I love this, and I'm hoping that Insidious 2 lives up to that one. And Insidious Chapter 3. Don't know, haven't seen it. We'll let you know when I have. And then we've got a couple of box sets here. I love this one, Superman. Now this is the original 3 movies, 1978, 1980, Superman 2, Terence Stamp, I think it was Sarah Miles? But yeah, well worth it. Again, they're good old reliable films, you can just bang them on, you've seen them 100 times before. I still think the second one is the best of the trilogy. General Zod, that's it. Kneel before Zod. Marilyn Monroe box set, and we've got in there Some Like It Hot, Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, 7-Year Itch, and How to Marry a Millionaire. I believe I've seen all of these at least once on the TV, but I haven't watched this box set yet. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they look like in high def. I've got a few here. We're nearly there. The Car. Very fond memories of this one. It came to Burton Odeon on a double bill with a movie called Day of the Animals. It was the first double A certificate double bill that I actually got into seeing. That was over 14s at the time. This is just 70s heaven, pure 70s heaven, as is Day of the Animals. I'm going to do a video, I think, on classic 70s sort of horror sci-fi, because I have very fond memories of that particular era, but that is well worth a look if you get the chance. Dressed to Kill. Brian De Palma at his absolute best. If anybody wanted to do a movie that is, how can I put it, like a Hitchcock film, you would not get much better than this. It caused quite a stink with the censor when it came out for the what you might call excessive violence. I think it still looks pretty raw today when you watch it, but this is one of my favourite movies ever. It is stylish, it's scary. Again, I'm going to do a video on maybe movies that have caused problems with the censors over the years, and this would feature prominently in that. African Cats. I can't even remember buying this. I do remember seeing it on the TV. I think it was one day at work, and I thought that looks good. So I must have ordered it on Amazon. But the Queen is Crowned, which is basically a colour. How can you put it? A record of the coronation. So looking forward to maybe getting a look at that one. The Exorcist. There's another one that will be included in that video that I'm going to do on movies that had problems with the censors. This is an absolute classic. If you've not seen it, I would urge you to definitely seek this out. It's 50 years old and to me still as shocking as it was way back then. Midnight Express. Brilliant movie. Guy is arrested at a Turkish airport with drugs and thrown into a Turkish jail, and it's basically his struggle to get out, which takes years. It is brutal as hell, shocking stuff. I still have trouble watching certain scenes in that. That could be another one that will feature in the, I believe it had problems with the censors when it came out. I know the Turkish tourist board hated it, absolutely loathed it. Frost and Nixon. Michael Sheen as David Frost, Frank Langella as, I nearly said David Nixon, he was a magician, wasn't he? Richard Nixon, the president. Now Frank Langella, I know, played Dracula in a 1979 Paramount adaptation of that, so that's where I know him from. I'm looking forward to watching that. Dr. Zhivago. When can I find 4 hours to stick that one on? I bought it because I went through a phase of getting basically classic movies that I've never seen before, and I can still add this one to the list of never having seen. Like I say, I need 4 hours to sit and watch that one. The Hateful Eight. Tarantino, haven't seen it, want to watch it. Again, a long movie, so I need to find 2.5, is it 2.5 or 3 hours to watch that one? American Werewolf in London, total and utter classic. If you've not seen this, you have to watch it. It is just full-blooded British horror at its best. 1981, the special effects for the werewolf transformations won, I believe, an Oscar for Rick Baker. He either won it or he was nominated for it. I can't remember which it was, but that is absolutely amazing. And finally, for today anyway, Walkabout. Jenny Agutter, ex-Railway Children. I think this was made, would this have been made after or before the Railway Children? I can't remember, but it is a very, very different film. Basically, Jenny Agutter and her little brother end up stranded in the Australian outback and try to find their way back. Directed by Nicholas Roeg, who did The Man Who Fell to Earth for one, so you know pretty much what you're getting with that. It's got a strange edge to it. The visuals are amazing, and I would definitely highly recommend that one. And I'm guessing it will look amazing in HD, so I'm definitely looking forward to that one. That should do it for today, I think. I'll be doing a review at the weekend of Songbird and also Contagion, and there's also a series that you may not remember, and then again you may remember it if you're the same age as me, that I think is better than both of those, and I'll show you what that is at the weekend. Have a great day, folks. I'm glad I've done this one. It's just eased me back into it after 3 weeks off. I've been sitting here for like the past half hour thinking, what the hell am I going to do? And then I remember a lot of people do like tours of their Blu-rays and stuff like that. And this is only a fraction of them. This is just the first part of this. So I can do a load of these, and they're just nice to fall back on if I've not had a chance to actually watch anything during the week. This will do very nicely. So have a great day, folks, and I will talk to you again soon. And by the way, this is one of the longest videos I've done. I've just noticed it's 16 minutes. I hope I haven't bored you. Take care, folks, and I'll talk to you all again soon. Bye-bye.